Students. This is Visrata from SM Public Academy Campus 5. My dear students, we are going to discuss today what is called factorization. Students, factorizing a polynomial is simply breaking it down into simpler polynomial that when we multiply it together, it gives the original polynomial. For example, we are having this monomial expression 6x square y, the monomial expression. If we are going to factorize it, it will be this term will be broken down into 2 into 3, this is 6. X square is equal to x into x and then y. So this is it is the product of 6x squared y is a product of this term. So this 2 into 3 x into x y, these are called the factors, and 6x squared y is a resulting polynomial, and these are called the factors of this polynomial, right? Now, if we are having monomial, that was monomial. Now, if we are having binomial expression 6x squared y plus 3xy squared, this is the first term, and 3xy squared is the second term. So, if we have a binomial expression, how can we factorize it? Which method we are going to use here? Students, in such kind of factorization, when we are having more than one term, right? In which we are having more than one term, we are going to do factorization in some different ways. For example, here we are having 2 into 3, x into x and y. These are the factors of 6x squared y, and here 3xy square is there. So 3, we get only 3 into x only because there is no square over there, and y square is there. So we get y into y, right? In both these terms, we are having the common terms 3xy, right? In both the terms, first term and second term, both the term, this factor is common. So this is called the common factor, right? So in our first type, here we can see that the first type of factorization, if we are having the expression in which one term is common, for example, we can say that Ka plus Kb plus Kc. Here we can see that in all these three terms, K is common. So we are going to use the first type of factorization, that is the common method, right? We use the common method in such kind of expression. So this is all about the starting of our unit number 4, factorization. I hope that introduction of this chapter is clear to you, that what is called resulting polynomials, what is called the factors, what is the meaning of factorization. Factorization help us to reduce the complicated expressions into simpler ones, right? So, before starting our exercise, we should know about the following types of expression and how to do the factorization on that. So, we have already discussed the common method, right? So, the common factors in all the terms, here we can see that k is common in the whole expression. What we can do in this expression, we can take out common k and we get the answer. If we are finding the um, if we are factorizing this expression, we will get k as common. We will take out k as common, and what will be left inside our bracket? We get a plus b plus c, right? We get k as common. What about the second type of expression? If we are having common factors in pair of terms. Here in this second question, there are four terms, right? Now in this four terms, we can see that A is common in these two terms, but it is not in third terms, right? In the same way, in these two terms, we can see that B is common, but A is not over here. So, in such kind of question where we can see the common factors in the pairs, what we can do in such kind of question, we can select the pairing method, right? The second method is called the pairing method, in which how can we solve such kind of question? We can take out A as common. What will be left? What will be left in this system? We get C. Why only C? Because A is already outside the bracket. C plus D, not AD. We get C plus D. A is common in both the terms, right? Now we put the sign of this plus over here. Now in both the terms we are having B as common. So write down B outside the bracket, and inside the bracket we get C plus D, right? If we multiply A with this bracket, we get AC plus AD plus, this is B multiplied with C, we get BC plus BD. So by multiplying it, we get again this expression. So this is all about the second type. Okay. So I hope that these two types of factorization is clear to you. Now moving on to the third type. In this third type of expression, we can see, okay. Now in this third type, we can see the perfect square. Students, if we are having the three terms, right? If we are having the three terms and the first, third term are perfect squares. For example, if we are having a square, right, and b square, these are the perfect square, and in the middle term we are having the plus sign with two, first term and the second term. We will select the method of perfect square, right? In the same way, if we are having the minus sign, we will again select the perfect square method. As we know about that, that a square plus 2ab plus b square is equal to a plus b, a plus b whole square. In the same way, a square minus 2ab plus b square is equals to a minus b whole square. So in this way, we can do the factorization when we are having two perfect squares with the two AB terms. Okay? Now, what about the next one? What about the next one? If we are having the two terms having the squares and there is a sign of minus between these two terms, we will apply the method that is called the difference of two squares, right? We will apply the method difference of two square. For example, if we are having a square minus b square, students, you know all about this formula, difference of two squares. Yes, a plus b, a minus b. So a plus b, a minus b are the factors of a square minus b square. So how can we solve such kind of question, what we have to do, we have to check step by step. If we are having any question, we have to check our question step by step. That either first of all we have to take out the common from all the terms. If we are unable to find out the common, we have to move on the second uh, type of. We have to select the second expression method, yeah, second type of factorization, that is pairing method. If we are unable to find out common in the pairs, we have to check that if we are having uh, the two perfect squares with the two AB terms, if there is no two AB term, if there is only the minus sign with the two squares, then we have to move on this formula of difference of two squares. Right? Now, let's discuss these few questions together. For example, we are having question number 1, 4x plus 16y plus 24z. Step number one. Step number one is common factors in all the terms. Okay. When we take out common, we can see that 4, 16 and 24. Can we take out common from this expression? Yes. Students, we know that 4 into 4 is 16, right? Here 4 is written, here 4 into 4 is 16. And what about 24? 4 into 6 is 24. That means in all these three terms, 4 is common, right? We have taken out 4 outside the bracket, and in the bracket we get only x. The first term, look at the first term. If we have taken out 4 as common, we get only x left. What about the second term? 4 into 4. If we have taken out 4 as a common, only 4y will be left. Why 4 is here? Because this 4 is left, right? So we get 4y. What about 24z? What about 24z? So 4, 6 are 24, right? If we have taken out 4 outside the bracket, we get inside the bracket 6. So we get 6z. So the answer is this, right? Can we solve it further? No, because what about the variables? All the variables are different, so we cannot take out any variable common here. So this is our final answer, right? Now moving on to the next question. So the next question, we can see that there are 4 terms. In these 4 terms, students, we can select the second method, that is common factors in pairing of terms. Now, in this question, look at the question carefully. In the first 2 terms, we can see that 6 and 12. We know that 6 into 2 is 6 into 2, 12. So we have taken out 6 as a common. We get 6 outside the bracket and we get t minus 2b, right? If we multiply it again, we get 6t minus 6 to the 12b, right? So what we have done in this method, we have taken out the common as a pair, right? Now what about these 2 terms? Here we can see that copy down this plus sign as it is. Okay, copy down this plus sign as it is. Now this 4pq, 8pq. 4 twos are 8, right? 4 twos are 8. Now this 4 is here and it is also here. So this 4 is common. Let's take out 4 outside the bracket. Right? Now T is there, T is not here. Q and Q. Q is also common over here. So take this Q outside the bracket again. So we get outside the bracket 4Q. So what will be left if we remove this 4 and Q? from here. If we have written this outside the bracket, what is left? Yes, you are right. We get t only. So we have copied here t minus. Achha, now 4 is common. So we have taken out 4 outside the bracket. What is left here? We get 2. So just copy down 2 here. And what about q? Q is again common. So just outside the bracket, we get 2p inside the bracket. So I hope first step is clear. Now what about the second step? Now look at these two terms carefully. 6 bracket t minus b plus 4q t minus 2b. Now this is the first term, this is the second term. Okay? Now this is our first term and this is the second term. Students, this please be careful about this step. First, let me tell you one thing that the question is given in 4 terms 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? There are 4 terms. But after taking out the common from the pairs, we get only 2 terms. This is the first term. This is the second term. Why I am saying it so? Because here we can see that 6 is multiplying with this t minus 2p and 4q is multiplying with t minus 2p. When these are multiplying, this becomes only a single term, right? Students, if we are having 2 plus 3a, these are 2 terms, right? But if we remove this plus sign and it becomes multiplication, if we have converted, if we have selected the multiplication sign, the student, these are not the 2 terms. This is a single term. So keep remember in your mind that if we are having the plus sign between any polynomial, so it gives you, for example, if 2 plus 3, these are 2 polynomials. But if there is the multiplication sign over here, it is only a single term. Okay? So here again, come back to our question. This is our first term and this is our second term. In our second term, we can see that t minus 2p is common. Look at it again. This t minus 2p is common in both the term. So what we are doing? We are just taking out common. We are taking out it as a common by taking it out from the bracket t minus 2b. If we are taking it out as a common, what will be left inside the bracket? We get only 6 plus 4q, right? If we are taking it as a common, we get only 6 plus 4q and this t minus 2p is a common factor. So after taking out common p minus 2q, we get 6 plus 4q within the bracket. I hope this is clear to you. So this is it. In this way, we can do the factorization by common factors in pairs of terms. Right? So moving on to our next question. If we are having x squared plus 1 plus 1 upon 4x squared. In this question, we can see, students, here these first and the last terms are the squares, right? X squared 1 upon 4x squared. These are the perfect squares, right? Achha, now, but we have to follow this step by step. We have to follow whenever we are having the question factorization. First, we have to check it out that either we can take out common from the whole expression. No, in this expression we cannot take out common. from the whole expression. Now, what about the pairing method? Students, we don't have four terms over here, we have three terms. So we cannot select the second method again. Now, what about the third method? Third method is of perfect square method, right? So perfect square method tells us that first term and the last term is a perfect square. Yes, it's a perfect square. X square is a square of x, and 1 upon 4x square is a square of what? 1 upon 4 is a square of 1 upon 2, right? 1 upon 2, अगर हम इसको स्क्वायर करें तो what will we get? 1 upon 2 square, we get 1 ones are 1 and 2 into 2 is 4. Yes, so 1 upon 4 is a square of 1 upon 2. So what about the middle term? We have to check it out that middle term is the 2xy term. Either it is 2xy term. If it is 2xy term, then we can simply uh, enclose within the brackets and we can put the square over that. We can apply the formula of x square plus 2xy plus y square. Now let's come on the solution. In this question, we can see that x square is a square of x. 1 upon 4 is a square of 1 upon 2 and x square is there, so x is right. So 1 upon 2x whole square is a square of 1 upon 4x square. So students, what about the middle term? What about the middle term? From the formula we get 2, right? Where we get this 2? From where we get this 2? From the formula, right? 2. What about x? Our x is x. ठीक है? According to your question, यहाँ पे सबसे पहले हमें compare कर लेना चाहिए. According to your formula, आप अपने left hand side पे formula देखें students. So your x is equal to x, right? And what about y? Your y is equal to not y. Your y is equals to 1 upon 2x, right? Your x is x and your y is 1 upon 2x. So by looking at the formula, just put all the values. Your x is x, so x, last term is y, x square plus 1 upon 2x square. And what about the middle term? Middle term is 2xy term. So just put this 2 here. From the formula, what about x? X, your x is x. And what about y? Your y is 1 upon 2x, right? So just put the values over here. Just put the values of x and y within the given formula. By putting all the values, students, by putting all the values, we get this expression. Now, students, we can see that here x 1 upon x is written over here. Let me write it again. This is 2. What is x? X. What is y? What is y? 1 upon 2x, right? This is your 2, this is your x, and this is your y, right? The students, 2 and 1s are 2, 2 1s are 2 cancel, x 1s are x, x 1s are x cancel. What is left? 1 is left. And that is required over here. We can simply say that x square plus 1 plus 1 upon 4x square is equal to this. Yeah, by cancellation, by simply cancellation, what we get 1, right? We get 1. So if we are getting 1, by comparing it with our formula, we can enclose within the bracket. According to our question, our x is x. So we can write x plus, what we are doing, we are just comparing our formula, right? Uh, Look at the right side of the formula. This is x plus y whole square. So we get x plus, what is y? Your y is 1 upon 2x. 1 upon 2x, right? Just close the bracket and put the square over. So we get the answer x plus 1 upon 2x whole square. There. So students, if we are having this minus sign over here, if in this question plus 1 is not written, if minus 1 is written, so the formula will be converted into x square minus 2xy, and it becomes x minus y whole square. The changes will be only of minus sign. With the 2ab term, we will write only the minus sign, and the formula, the solution will remain same. Okay? Now, moving on to the next bit. Now, in our next question, we can see that x square minus 10x plus 25. In this question, we can see that um, the three terms are there. Can you take out common from all the three terms? No. Okay, so we cannot select the first method. What about the second one? There are no four terms, so we cannot select the pairing method. What about the third perfect square method? Can we select this method? X square is a square of x. Okay. What about the second square? Okay. Second square is missing. है ना? So we cannot apply the third formula. Exactly not. We can apply the third formula because 25 is written and 25 is a square of 5. Right? So x square is a square of x and 25 is a square of 5. So according to our question, our x is x and our y is 5. Then, so we can apply the minus formula x square y minus because the minus sign is with the second term. So by applying this formula, we get, by using this formula's left hand side, let's compare the left hand side of the formula with our question. We get x square minus 10x plus 25. Now students, our x is x and our y is 5. So just put the values. We get x square minus 2 from the formula, x from, we know that x is equals to x, and what about y? Y is not equal to y here. We get y is equals to 5. What about plus y square? We get plus 5 square. So by multiplying 2 with 5, what we get? We get 10. That means we have selected the correct formula here. And if we have selected the correct formula, if our prediction is correct, if our solution is, if our step is correct, what we can do simply in the second step, student, we can, by comparing our question with the right hand side of our formula, we simply get first term minus second term whole square. What is our first term? X. X minus, what is the second term? 5 whole square. Right? So we get the answer simply x minus 5 whole square. Right? Now, what about the next bit, students? If we are having two terms. Now, step number 1, taking out common. Nothing is common. Okay. What about the second step? We have to check out that pairing method. We are having only two terms, so we cannot select the second method. What about the third method? Perfect square method. For that method, we require three terms, two squares and one 2ab term. That means this is our last type of factorization, that is the difference of two squares. difference of two squares. We can see that 16 is written. 16 is a square of 4 and x square is a square of x. So we can simply say that our x is 4x. 16x square is a square of 4x. What about 25? 25 is a square of 5 and y square is a square of y. So according to our question, our x is 4x and our y is 5y. Right? Now, we all know about that what is a formula? What is the formula of finding the difference of two square? A square minus b square is equals to a, sorry, in terms of x y, x plus y, x minus y. Yeah? अगर हम a b की टर्म में देखें तो a square minus b square is equals to a plus b minus b. Right? Now, in terms of x y, we get this formula. Now, by comparing, we get, students, by comparing, we have already compared our question. We have already compared that 16 is the square of 4x, 16x square. So our x is 4x and our y is 5y only. So by comparing our our left hand side of formula with our question, x square, so just put the x, 4x whole square minus sign from the formula, and what about y square? Our y is 5y, just put the brackets and square over here. Students, avoid such kind of mistakes that if you are doing the first step, you are writing like this, that 16x square is a square of 4x square. It's wrong. 16x square is a square of 4x whole square. Yeah. So avoid such kind of mistakes. You have to put the bracket around 4x, just to clear the concept that 4, we have to take the square of 4 also, not only of square of x. Okay. So here we get 4x square plus 5 minus 5y square. So this is the left hand side comparison of our formula. What about the right hand side? This is x and this is y. So we get, by comparing with our right hand side, x is 4x. So x plus y, then bracket, and what is x? 4x minus, what is y? 5y. Right? What we have done, we have just compared our formula with our question. Left hand side is compared with the question. Right? By comparing the left hand side of the formula with our question, we get 4x whole square minus 5y whole square. Now we can compare the right hand side of our formula with our given question. According to your question, your x is 4x, so we get 4x plus 5y, 4x minus 5y. Okay? So, the last question we have selected. Look at the question carefully, students. Again, we are having two terms with the minus sign between them. So this is the difference of two square. Let's discuss the first term and the second term. First term is 25 m power 4. So what is x? X क्या है आपके पास? X is 5, right? 5 5s are 25. And what about m? We are having the power 4 over here. So if we will write x square अगर आपके पास है, if we take the square of it, we get 5 5s are 25 and m square we get. But here is the power n power 4. So we have to put the square over here also to get the first term proper in a proper way. So 5 square m power square whole square. Right? So x square is equals to 5m square whole square. So what about x? X will be equal to 5m square. ठीक है. Now what about n 9 n square p square? This is y square. ठीक है. If this is y square, what will be our y? Our y will be, what will be our y? 3, because 3 3s are 9, right? What about the variables? Here is n square and p square. So n and p, right? If we take the square of it, we get 3 3s are 9, n n's are n square, and p p's are p square. So students, we get x and y. ठीक है. सबसे पहले what we have to find here, we have to find x and y. ठीक है. So x is 5m square and y is 3nv. I hope that this is clear to you, that why we are having square on m, because in our question power of m is 4. Okay? If there is a square, we will not write the square on here in our x. Okay? Now let's compare our left hand side with the left hand with our left hand side of our formula with our question. X square minus y square. So this is 5m square whole square minus y square means minus 3np whole square. Okay. By comparing our question with the left hand side of the formula, we get this. So if we convert this step, if we move back to this, if we convert this step to again our question, we get 5 5 are 25, m square will be 2 2 are 4, we get m power 4, right? 3 3s are 9, n square p square. Okay. So here we get x square minus y square, right? So after this step, we can simply compare this part. This is our left hand side of the formula. Let's compare this part with our right hand side formula. So this is x and this is y. So we will just put the values of x and y in the right hand side of the formula. We get 5m square plus 3np like this, then 5mp square minus 3np like this. Is it clear? I hope that this question is also clear to you in a proper way. Inshallah, see you in the physical class, and we will do some more exercise on factorization in our physical class. And if you are having any query, any problem related to factorization, we will discuss it in our physical class, students. So till then, take care of yourself, do practice more and more, because practice makes you perfect. Again, practice makes algebra perfect. Take care of yourself, and Allah Hafiz.